So this is the first Sunday of what you call Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, so this is the first Sunday, aka this is the first day, or this is the first Sunday of the day of your solar exaltation, or the day of your fifth house exaltation. So this is the first day, okay, the first Sunday, the first day that you take your individuality and express it in Sodom and Gomorrah, what you call the Gemini constellation, or what you call the third house. So what are you going to do with your first day? This is like your Aries energy, okay, your fifth house, okay, which becomes your first house, or your Christ conscious. It has to rise, because once you lie down, ukilala chini flat, your fifth house becomes the first house. When you look at the constellation, venye mnaangalianga jua ikiwa katikati, imezungukwa na hizi planets zingine. So from a point of reference up, the pyramid, my heart, let's say you're observing from here, the fifth point, you are squaring out that circle, the square. So this becomes the sun. Your fifth house becomes the first house. Riwari yaku, Rikona, Mars, all the other, from Pluto, Uranus, all the way to, before you get down to your sun sign Marakud, you are going through the, whatever you call it, the tree of life, or the constellation, okay? The 12 planets, the 12 monad, the zodiac. So your fifth house becomes your first house when you lie down. So now, today is the first day that you are taking your solar plexus, the day that you are taking your Dharmadhya, the day that you are taking your individuality. The other days you are there, but you are going there with a reflection of the other solar bodies or stars. For example, the first day that we went into Sodom and Gomorrah, we went with the energy of the moon being, we had a new moon in Taurus, my house, the second house. But the day that the sun went into, the moon went into Gemini, new moon, the sun was still in Baal or Taurus, ndio ilikuwa inatoka. So on that day you went, but you are getting a filtration of that energy through the second house, or through Canaanite energy. Today now, being the first day of your sun individuality in Sodom and Gomorrah, or Gemini, the third house, what you gonna do? Bad boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? So what will you do today? Now, based on how most of you have been raised up in generational curses, in generational trauma, aka your parents didn't know better, because their parents or your grandmothers didn't know better. Your grandmother was also in charge. Your grandfather was also in charge. So all of you, you didn't know better. So you didn't know better. You don't know better right now. Your mother doesn't know better right now. Your grandfather didn't know better, or your grandmother didn't know better. So based on that, that's how you tunaitanga generational curse. Wewe umeandikwa, mamako alikuwa ameandikwa, babu yako alikuwa ameandikwa. Okay, before you even go too far, that's where I'm coming from. Like, you are not manifesting anything. Your mother has never manifested anything. You are still raised in poverty. Ujue hii dunia ya Mungu, hakuna mtu anazaliangwa bila kitu. Si mnasemanga mtoto anazaliangwa na sahani yake. Boy, can you allow me to close this gate? So I'm gonna hold my phone, and where do I put this? Naweka kwa mfuko nifunge gate. Kaeni kwa mfuko. Oh, stay in the pocket. Kwa bado mnanisikia. So now, you know by default that you came to this world on a curse, or you fell. Okay? By that alone, you should know that as a spirit, you are constantly, or almost all the time, even whether you know it or even when you are willing or unwilling, you'll always be acting out of your desires or demonic natures. What do I mean? So you have been raised in families whereby there is no what you call gratitude. So you have never been thanked for doing anything by your father. Babako hajai kuambia asante for anything. Hata saa hizi akiwa babako ukimtumia M-Pesa anaonanga ni right yake. Nakwambia wewe, domea pesa ng'ombe gake sijui nini. Wewe unajifinya tu unaona tu ni mzazi. Unakosa kukula kwako unaona juu ni mzazi, wacha nimtumie. He doesn't even say thank you. Your uncles and your aunties, they feel entitled. So by default you have that ancestral curse kind of like energy pale juu una feel like kwani hata kusema tu asante siangesema tu pesa imefika tu hivyo tu. Now you are coming to rant to me. Imagine namtumia pesa sikusema tu imefika, just acknowledging. So we all have those energies within us. So based on the fact that we have been raised by parents who didn't know better and grandparents who didn't know better, based on what we can see, our circumstances and situations, watu wengine they can say the same. You can't say that you are raised by a parent who didn't know better if you are Ruto's child. You can't say you are raised by a parent who didn't know better if you are the president's child or if you are riding a private jet. By default, you know that your name in your family is big. You are the Rockefellers. You are the who's.
Outliers.
The outliers, exactly. You are the outliers. Shout out to Monjiro. You are the outliers, the people who rule and run the world. Okay? So, where I say outlier, because if you are an outlier, you not be watching me. Saizi ungekuwa kwa private jet, ama ukijeski, ama in a private jet, you don't even have time for social media. Social media for who? In fact, social media yako ni kufuatwa na cameras. Ukicheza golf. Social media yako ni paparazzi. Your social media is paparazzi. They want to see ukiinama wakupiga kathong picha utrend. Wewe uko kwa TikTok, thong yote nje, matako yote nje. Tap guys. So since you are not the outliers, since you are all of us, we are on the lowest demonic side. No, me, I'm not human though. Nishatoka hapo. I'm growing my wings already, so hapo nitajitoa. I'm not on that low spectrum of demonic levels. Then you have to understand that when people are trying to backstab you, it's in your nature. But you also have to remember that people will only try to bring down something that is above them. Anything that mtu anasikia anaweza match, they uplift or they support. Anything mtu anasikia iko juu yake, they tear down. They hate that energy. They hate your light. Hataki kuona mwangaza yako. They be like, look at me. Like they are like little babies at Disneyland. Anataka kuride meshuha yote. Unajua ukipeleka mtoto pale, watu wanapelekanga watoto wapi hapa Kenya? Kucheza Steadmark Garden. Sasa hata mkipeleka watoto si mnaendanga mnawalipia ribbon acheze zote, unaendanga unaambiwa 1000 for all of them, 200 for Moshua na ile. Yenyewe unaona wacha nilipe 400 ibaki 600. But unajua mtoto wangu, my child, ile pressure atanipea afadhali hata kama anajua nikirudi nyumbani nitakanyaga yeye juu mnakanyanga watoto, nyinyi ni wajinga. We have not gotten out of that energy of not beating your children because you are repeating your father's sins and your mother's sins. Spare the boy and spoil the rod. Your bullshit nonsense. Mumechapwa, mumekuwa what you have become. I'm not pointing fingers.
But you see now the problem is that people take that in a troll manner.
Yeah.
To spare the rod is like you when you spare the discipline.
It is when you spare the discipline. Si kijiti.
Yeah, imanishi sasa unajua watu wanafaa
hawa ni bokora, hawa ni watu wa bokora.
Wanafaa kusikiza watu kama Juliani because lazima ujue decoding vitu. You know?
Yeah.
Simanishi yeye kwa class.
So what do? So since you are in those energies, you will find that, and this is the biggest problems we have as Africans. Mtu akifungua M-Pesa, unafungua M-Pesa. Mtu akifungua nguruwe, unafungua nguruwe. Mtu akifungua kaosh. Mtu akianza container, sasa nyinyi wote mko na container. Now your businesses, they resemble matchsticks. Yani, you're not growing. I don't know what is this mental enslavement mko nayo? Because nika kitu you need to get out of yourself spiritually. I think you are all possessed. Sasa kila mtu ako kwa container. Sasa unakuta mtu ajaribu kufinya business kwa container. You can rent a house, you can rent a shop, you can do businesses. C man case, D man case, do man case, C. Now, since you're on that energy as a collective consciousness ya kushindana, ndio unaonanga instead of supporting each other, instead of understanding each one teach one, because you can never do what I do even if you are saying the exact same words I'm saying, hauwezi zitoa venye nazitoa. We are each of us unique and individual. So instead of supporting that, na mimi nikuje nikupata with your gifts and talent, and I support that too, you prefer to tear down. Sasa for you, you'd rather start your own page, ama uanze kuenda live, badaya kukuja kwa comments and support or add on to that. So you decide, no, me, teacher, me is like a kid in Disneyland. What about me? Let me do this. And this is something, nakupea example, angalia M-Pesa services. Angalia biashara za container. Angalia biashara za nyama. Baada mtu aweke nyama na useme na mimi nitafungua hapa vegetarian hapa kando. Wenye wanakuja kukula nyama, kuna wengi sana wapendi nyama. So watasema wacha tukule vegetables. Wewe ufungue specifically vegetables, herbs, what do we call them? Smoothies, na utawashika. You don't want that. Unakuja unafinya kanyama kako hapo kando tumetura. Sasa mtu akienda kupaka nasikia customer nyama unashindwa. Kwani tena nimerudi Bama? Kwani tena niko Kikope? And you're in your hood. This is something you need to change from. This hate mentality of trying to tear everything down. But you have to do it spiritually, because this is something that is inside you. Hii ni ile mulianza na wazazi. Your parent has never told you you are good for anything. You have always been a good for nothing child to your mzazi wako. So hata uki grow up, you look at everyone like they are good for nothing. So you can't help but tear them down. So the first day of your sun in Gemini, that was your message. The first day of your solar plexus in what you call Sodom and Gomorrah, if you are following as above, so below, God's way, not Christianity. Christianity is not the Bible. So if you are following the Bible, God's way, you understand that. If you are following other ways, they understand different. Sasa, wacha nipatie Monjiro muongee naye kidogo. I'm signing out. I'm going to the soul group. I'm driving to the soul group meetup. Or I'm going to Jenga na Jenga. Kwa sasa nimeona hii maneno ya... Back to you, Monjiro. Back to you, the studio.
Dayo, Adoito. This is Monjiro here. Of course, looking all fabulous like always. Queens. No, Jenga amesema kitu mzuri sana. Christianity is not the Bible. Christianity is not the Bible. It's a high time we start realizing that you need to learn the Bible and not associate it with Christianity, because Christianity and all these false religions, they are man-made. And they're actually nowhere close to God or God's way. So it's up to you to learn what is God's way. What does the Bible say? See, when the pastor amekwambia Bible inasema, wewe umejisomea Bible. You know, like, have you decoded it yourself? That is what we're saying. So as Jenga was saying, do you know, I did, like you see the way on your pages, kwa Facebook, I looked at it. Algorithm. And to my surprise, when I've been here trying to do my best to uplift us as queens, do you imagine that 70% of my fans and my followers are gentlemen? They are kings.
Shout out to the kings.
Shout out to you queens, to you kings. Do you imagine that after Monjiro has been out here telling you, oh, black queen, African queen, that it is only 28% of you who actually follow me and, you know, like, give me your love and all that. 78% is men, because women hate on women. In fact, this saying will never end. I hear women saying, "Oh, women don't hate each other. We are not. We are demonic. We are evil. We don't support each other."
That's why you can't even preach.
Yes, the reason why, instead now of supporting Monjiro here as a queen, we grow together. You want now to...
utaambia ukweli. Hawezi kusupport. Utaambia wakule powerful
you want us
and
now
strong, but they don't be powerful.
For me, if you come to Menini, I'll tell you to go back to your feminine power. I will not come here and tell you about feminism. I will not. I don't support feminism. It has ruined us. It has ruined our relationship. It has ruined our marriages. It has ruined our families. So I was very, very shocked to learn that, Kuma, it's men who's been following me and giving me this love. What is your page? Carry Africa on all pages. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, everywhere, even on Twitter. Though I'm not very active on Twitter, but all these other pages, especially Facebook and Instagram, I was so shocked. You sure you like, who are shocked? I'm like, Queens, when you don't want us to grow, you don't want us to move forward.
You see, women like talking instead of taking action. Sasa wanataka washindange men are dogs, but ukiwekea content wasaidia hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Goretti says that I'm the only one who doesn't support feminism. No, we are here. It's only that we are not speaking about it. Feminism was there and came about to destroy the African woman. It is actually a weapon to destroy us as African women. In fact, anytime you are near a woman who starts all this shit of saying, oh, you know, we don't need men, oh, we can live without men, oh, we can do without men, please run away from that woman. Run away from that woman. Run away from that woman. Have you seen what we've been raising? And I said, kwa nini amusomangi statistics kama muna Google statistics? Statistics shows that our young men between the ages of 17 to all the way to the ages of 25 and 30, they've been raised by single mothers. They are in our Kenyan jails. Kenyan jails. Molly says we can't live without men. Period. Yes, there's nothing to add, Molly. We can't live without men. How do we know you carry Africa, surely? And it's Africa with a K. Not this Africa ingine ya muzungu, it's Africa with a K. So me, of course, I'm all about talking about these issues that will make us go back to where the problem started and how we can be better and how we can go back to our power. So this thing of I've seen feminists. There's one woman who keeps on who keeps on talking so bad about her ex. She's a very known person, a very huge following. And I'm like, that's your ex. It's you who had attracted him. That's your ex. What? I mean, you are attacking every man because of your ex.
Fuck your ex.
Now, all of a sudden, you're demonizing every man because of your ex. And now you're here trying to tell women that they don't need to date losers. It is you who dated a loser. It's fine. So leave the other women to choose their men. Just because you failed one. What is your page? Carrie Africa. On Instagram is Carrie_Africa. So, we can't live without men. Niko TikTok. TikTok find Njiro. This is short form from Njiro. You can find me Carrie Africa. Niko hapa utanipata. Trust me. From tomorrow I'm going live. I'm going live from tomorrow. Mutakuwa mkiniona. Actually, it could be today. I'm live. And we are not hiding it anymore, women. We are not. And actually, even men. Even men. Let's just put everything. Let's put everything to the table. Tuonge, tusaidiane. Because all this killing is too much now. All this separation is too much. Women, stop. Stop embracing your masculinity too much to a point of you forget you're supposed to be in your feminine power. Yes. But that's you know the thing is that you've been overdoing it. Unaenda overboard. All of a sudden now everybody now akona tukona ile nguvu ya nini ya Priscilla Waimani. All of a sudden tumekuwa Priscilla Waimani sisi wote. I mean, who even wants to date a fellow man in a woman's dress? Who even wants to have a man? You know, unaona mademu wa ghetto demana anaweza kuwaihedi anytime. Ushakuwa na dem date. Unaona anytime anaweza kuwaihedi.
Unapiganga hata maboy na kuingia kichwa, unasikia takuingia kichwa. Takuingia kichwa, unatumia message na dem takuingia kichwa. Ukago ekiale huyo.
Yeah, so
I thought ni njeri.
And you are the same people who give birth to men. Yes. It's interesting, guys. It's interesting. Do you know Africans? Like, let me just say this. Our problems, we have to solve them in an African way. Most of our problems lazima to resolve in an African way.
Shout out to KBN 999.
Actually, if we wait to solve them in the Western way, we are not going anywhere, which we've been doing. We've been forcing.
TikTok ikiona nyuma background itasema uta drive, so you have to hold it venye aione kanini.
Oh no. TikTok with all these regulations. Itakuingia kichwa. Ushakutana na dem kama hao. Me have ever been to a club ya reggae. Waliniiba hadi lip gloss. Kwa choo na ni madem. Ananiambia ni utuai ama tukuingie. Hey, ni utuai. Nimeenda kujitolesha tika gloss ati kujipaka ati mimi niko from the other side cool kid.
Cool kid.
Niliwapea makeup yangu yote because niliona the next thing ile kichwa nitakuliwa hedi. So you can imagine these girls with this kind of energy, these women, and you're like, oh my, oh my, oh my. So women, we have to go back. We have to go back. And it doesn't matter how much money you want. It doesn't matter kama wewe ndio kuna pesa kwa hiyo nyumba. You will never be a man. It's the same thing for... It's the same thing with this, all this trans thing and all this bullshit that's been going up. It will never happen. In fact, I was asking myself, if you already feel like a woman, so why is the transition coming about?
Yeah.
If you're already a woman, then unatuambia juu ya transition ya nini, then you're already a woman.
Yeah.
We can't be allowing such demonic thing. We have to speak about them and call them out loud. Si kidogo nika unaogopa. Si chini ya maji. Si chini ya maji. Ni unaongea ni kama unataka kusikika. Unaongea hadi ni kama unataka kusikika. Wanjira, how do you find the balance? Oh my, it's very easy, my dear. Finding the balance inaanzanga kwanza na kujijua. Do you know thyself? Ndio ujue kwenye balance inapotea. Do you know most women realize we don't know ourselves? Wacha tu tuambiane ukweli. Women are so out of tune with themselves. Speak to women, utasikia conversation. We are so out of tune with ourselves.
You grown women, the same women who have ever even looked yourself in the mirror, you don't even know your sexual organs and you are 40. Sasa nyinyi ndio mnanijua. Waenda kufunza wanawake, unaongea kitu wana blush, unauza kemoteka ama odumaya.
Yeah, it has come also with taboos to grow. Because so many of these topics zilikuwa taboos. Hatukuwa tunaongea about these things. They were taboos. But now tumefika ile age we have to speak up.
Niko na kitu ya kuambia wamama hapo, wasichana. Totally out of topic, Men are asking, mpunguze sex toys. Mtumie tudogo. You are ruining your parts. You are using monster things venye mmeona kwa porn. Inaharibu. Reduce. You buy smaller ones. Uto to bullets. Hiyo nimeambiwa niwapee ujumbe from the men. They cannot keep up with your machines. Endelea.
Well. If your libido is too high or you have a man in the house, if you claim you have a man in the house, right? Then I'm thinking he's supposed to be doing it right.
Pia machine anaweza leta for fun, but si hizo zingine. Si hizo zingine. Anaweza leta kabule.
No, the thing is this, if you introduce a machine, it's like introducing an option. So are you also saying that hata wewe as men mkitaka machines mtafutiwe machines? Kunazo niliona.
Hizo madoli hapana.
Mtaka machines pia?
Hapana.
Juniko kusema hivyo that if now
kuna watu wanataka, kuna watu, there are some people who have no soul. We have to also be very realistic. There are some people who cannot be or cannot see eye to eye with people. Now the only problem with sex toys is they take that humanity thing away. Like una feel you don't need that human touch or you don't need the emotional part of that sexual union that you're having. So it becomes too plastic, it becomes too logic, it becomes too masculine. Na unafaa kuibalance. Spiritually speaking though, that's the only disadvantage of using sex or toys. Otherwise, if that was not there would be nothing wrong with using sex toys because you'd be aiding yourself the same way you use a car instead of walking to attain a goal.
Kuna kaka shortcut kako hapa.
Si ningepanda tu hapa wrong side.
Okay, pitia tu ka shortcut.
Sawa.
Of course. Matatu drivers, mumesikia? Our lady parts are elastic jenga.
Zitarudi ni sawa basi.
Yeah. Our lady parts are elastic. Please type it or spell it out. Kere is just Kiarie Africa. Afrika, not C. Ka. Si ile Afrika ingine ya Busungu.
Wanatafuta Kiarie Africa kwa nini? Kwa ungeambia ni Njiro.
Yeah, but bado itakuja but at Njiro. Njiro is NJI Njiro.
Sio ndio username.
Hiyo username. Username is Njiro. At Njiro. Utanipata. Sawa my people. Lethayo mwingi muno nenda ko started.
So today we started the soul group a little bit late. Ndio nafika. In like 10 minutes I'm picking something here. So we are not going live for We're not coming back to TikTok again to Kingia Soul Group. Today's Soul Group strictly for those in attendance physically and for those who got the link via Zoom link. When you walituma pesa wakapata link ya M-Pesa ya Zoom link. So I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Taurus time in the morning for our normal lives. Oh no. I'll catch up with you YouTube live usiku. Ile tunaendanga 8 p.m. na guest. The YouTube with guest. After Soul Group nitakuwa na YouTube live na guest. And then TikTok tuonane kesho asubuhi saa 2 na mapema. Adios amigo. First day of your solar plexus in Gemini. Gemini is communicative sign, so leo ni siku yako ya kujichocha. Mungu amekukubalisha leo ujichoche. Wacha wajue ni nani. Kama unaitwa Karanja, you kila gado, I'm Karanja. Do you know Karanja? They'll be like, who is Karanja? Karanja is me, and me is Karanja. That is the energy of the day. Sasa, shout out to everyone in the space. Love you from the bottom of my heart. Na nidhai.